Right, now we are live. We've done it.
Fucking awesome. Right. There we are. You can see we're live now. Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that there's two Tims and a Caden.
Yeah, I know, but I've made a. This is a different thing. Just give me 2 secs.
All right. That picture that I did for Caden is so funny. I forgot about that. You look so happy, man.
I've had to crop it
Okay,
down
I'm just.
because it was like a square rather than a.
Yeah. Whoa, yeah, look at you. You've done like a whole thing.
I have. I just need to crop you down slightly here, and then we can actually.
Yeah, this looks great.
I know, right?
It looks like we're actually watching the TV. Like if we look down, it looks like we're watching
Yeah, I
the
know.
TV.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
It's great. Are you just going to run something on in the background like
Well, I
the whole
thought
show?
that if we were talking about whatever, then I can put it on.
That's
I
it.
don't think we're going to run it the whole time, but
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
I'm just going to crop you in because it's the whole Discord when you call and Discord when you're in a server works slightly different, and I don't like it. You have to crop
Yeah, I think
different windows and shit. It's really annoying.
Yeah, I don't know
That's
why
way
it does
too
that.
much.
I'm also just going to link the Game of the Year like winners, so when we do our comparison, it's all available. So I'm just going to pop that in chat now. Also, hi everyone. If you're listening to the pre-show,
Hello.
it's a lot of fun in here right now.
It's a good
Complaining
time.
about Discord and OBS.
There you are, tiny deck.
Baldur's Gate 3, am I right? Am I right, fellas?
Didn't deserve Game of the Year, am I right?
Can I get overrated in the chat?
Not from me.
I'm only joking. You know, I'm just pulling your leg.
How did
I'm
Spider-Man
gonna pull
not
something
win a
else
single
if you're not
award?
careful.
Starting off controversial.
Easily, mate.
So that's our new scene.
Shit,
I made that this morning while I was chilling.
Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. I want to see it in its full glory. Fuck yeah, man. Look at you.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's lovely.
We'll play videos,
This
it'll be there. And then we can flick back to this when it's just us talking.
Yeah. This really screams production value. If you're an audio listener and you haven't clicked away yet, Tim's got this lovely little setup. There's a big screen so we can watch stuff together, and then we're 3 little squares on top.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Leave it.
Good stuff. There he is. All right. Are we good to get going, gents?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Ready when you are.
All right. Let's do it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 122 of the Quick Resume podcast. It's your boys. It's your favourite boys. Back again, post TGA. My name's Deck. That's Tim. Say hi, Tim.
I don't like this
That's
voice.
Caden.
Is so whiny.
Say hi, Caden.
It's so whiny. I hate it.
Caden, say hi. Can you speak up a bit? We can't hear you.
Not like this, I can.
It's fair. It's fair enough.
The subscriber count just goes down. Yeah. Quite a big week, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Since we last spoke, the three of us, there's been GTA 6. That gameplay came around.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've had the TGAs, which is not just a big, it's not been a whole, as it usually is, every year, hosted by Mr. Jeff Keighley, but also it was a big Xbox thing. Like Xbox made a big appearance there. So lots to talk about today. Lots of things that I think we as a three will have fun talking about, not just with, we made some bets beforehand on who was going to win. So we're going to do the count today. The count. I'm also going to talk about the things that happened at the Game Awards, the controversy that's happened. And also, guys, Monster Hunter got revealed as well. So I'm sure that'll work its way into the conversation somehow. So let's start off with what we've been playing. I think I'll start today.
Go for it, man. God, look at you. You're really taking them all by the horns.
Yeah, man. I know Caden's like dying to speak about Baldur's Gate 3. I'm just like, declining.
You get there. Go on.
Yeah, you just really figure out what you're gonna say, all right? Because I'm gonna talk about Prey Mooncrash for just a minute. We're talking about that for a few weeks. Finished now. What a good time. I'm such a retro gamer. I don't play things that are happening right now.
You don't.
You live in the backlog.
Just loving the backlog. That's it. I am. I'm turning into a patient gamer. Like, it's happening. Well, like, I often can't justify the full price of games like as they release, so I need to wait a bit, or play them, or buy them on a deep discount, or play them when they go into Game Pass. Like Jedi Survivor has been like half price all week, and I'm desperate to play that, but I'm like, I know it's gonna come to like EA Play at some point in the next 6 months, so I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
But anyway, Prey Mooncrash, it's the last thing that Arcane Austin did before they made Redfall, and it's like it all the more makes me wonder, like, man, how did that happen? Because Prey Mooncrash is fucking great. That's a 9 out of 10 game right there.
It's good, isn't it?
From me. Yeah, it is good. It's like this really nice, tight map that seems really complicated at first, but obviously the more you play it, the more you get to understand it. You play through with 5 different characters, but you unlock them as you go. They all have like their own sort of mini story to explain what they're doing there and what happened. And then stuff gets thrown in the more you play. So like when you hit different milestones, like different things start happening, like the power will shut out in one area, or there will be like fires in another area. Like different enemies start getting thrown in to like keep it fresh. And I finished in about 20 hours, so pretty good, like, pretty chunky. And I wouldn't say I was going slow. Yeah, like it was. I'm sure you could do it quicker if you really wanted to, but it would have been rough. Yeah, man. I really wasn't expecting, because like I like Prey. I think Prey is great. I think Prey is like an 8.5, really good. And it's even better playing it with FPS boost. Mooncrash is. And it just aged really well, and I just think it worked. I didn't feel like it should have worked as well as it did as a roguelike, but it really did. So I'm not surprised that Leon Len took the idea and went with Deathloop. So yeah, really good stuff. A big thumbs up from me. I'm really excited. I'm now excited again to see what Arcane Austin do next. Hopefully, Redfall becomes this figment of our imagination that we just forget ever happened. Even though some people are playing it again now a little bit, but I want to see them tackle this immersive sim stuff again. So that's me. Prey Mooncrash, really good. I booted up Starfield again last night because I want to do the Crimson Fleet, but I don't have much to say about that. So who wants to go next? Tim, have you got anything to add today, or should we let Caden get it off his chest?
No, I don't have much to add, so I'll go next just because it's nice and quick. Yeah, basically I've just been playing just a couple bits over the course of the week, bit of Halo. Finished off that battle pass, the new one, got the cool armor in it and stuff. Quite a cool battle pass, I have to admit. One of the better ones in terms of
the mini one.
Drip. Yeah, that like mini one.
The
I forgot what it's called. Combined Arms. Yeah.
Combined Arms, yeah.
It's decent. Like the actual set's pretty solid, and I'm actually wearing it, and I think it looks pretty snazzy. So I'm quite happy with that.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, so wrap that up, and I've just been playing some more Persona Tactica as well, which is pretty good. I'm having a good time with it. I will agree with the reviews so far. I think I'm probably sitting around a 7 to an 8 on that game, which is it's fine. I do think it does a lot of things not as good as other games in the genre. One of them is definitely explaining things. I have no idea what half the fucking stats effects do. It's just like
I found that in Persona.
Yeah, it's just like you apply shock to the enemy, you apply disaster to the enemy. It doesn't tell me what any of these things do, so I don't know what.
Disaster.
Whatever it's called.
Like a
shit.
What's the word at the end of a book? Like an index.
An index. What? Oh no, there isn't.
Yeah, like
no.
Yeah,
I've actively tried to look to figure out what like these things do, like in the settings and stuff like that. They do a good job with tutorials and categorizing all that. I can go back and figure out you know, how to knock enemies out of cover, what that does, all this sort of stuff, that's fine. But the more intricate, like, status effects and what it does to the enemy and how it benefits you, like, should I shock this enemy because then it skips his next turn? Like, I don't know. I still don't know what shock does. Like, I don't. It does a pretty poor, like, explanation on that. So it kind of deters you away from using those sort of moves a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty decent. I think overall, yeah, it's an okay experience. I'm not sure how I'm vibing with it to finish this 50-hour game where I'm kind of pretty lukewarm on
Classic
it.
Tim.
It's
Wow.
I'm just lukewarm on it, man. I mean, how often are you gonna commit 50 hours to a 7 out of 10 game you're kind of not absolutely buzzing about?
Yeah, just messing with you.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. I think I could, and I think maybe if it starts to click, because I do love those kind of games. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, pretty lukewarm on it at the moment. And yeah.
Well, you know what I think you should do? I think you should just give up and play Gears Tactics.
Oh, not
I love that
Hellblade.
game.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll jump into Gears Tactics next then.
Well, they're both first-party games, so you won't finish either of them anyway. but-
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I won't do either. Yeah, Gears Tactics is on my list. I just fucking I need to start. I just want internet back again, and then I'll
I know,
actually
man.
start doing shit properly. It's just I'm so half in, half out of the gaming environment right now with my situation, my setup, my internet. I'm just it's a bit shit.
We're so excited for you. No, it's good. Nearly there.
Yeah. On to you, Caden. Go, go, go.
Yeah, go on, buddy. Take it away.
Early this week, I finished Talos Principle 2. That was a really great.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I finished that early this week. That was a
Such
really great game.
gamer
Really
these
enjoyed
days,
it.
isn't he?
It's
Fucking
such a gamer,
genres,
yeah.
Just bounces from genre to genre.
No, to be fair, Caden is very good. Caden's like the best out of all of you, out of
Yeah.
all of our friends group. Caden's the best at experimenting
Gaming.
with genres. Yeah,
I agree.
gaming is capital G gaming. Yeah.
Yeah, so I finished Talos Principle 2. Very cool game, brilliant puzzles.
How many of them did
It
you look
created
up?
like a weird little 2.
Okay, all right. He's
Not
honest.
bad.
He answered
And
quickly.
one of the puzzles I looked at was completely stupid because it required you using another laser from a different fucking part of the map, which I thought was dog shit. But anyway,
That is stupid. Yeah.
so that was really, really good fun. And then I jumped on a bit of Rollerdrome, scooted around on Rollerdrome for a bit. Really excited
I
to play
played
that.
Yeah.
But somebody's entered my life, which means I don't think I'm going to be playing any other single-player game for a long time, and that is Baldur's Gate 3. on the
Shadow drop to
Xbox.
the TGAs.
Yeah. So yeah,
Nice.
bought Baldur's Gate day one, like straight away.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, I was taken away on Saturday. I was busy doing something or whatever it was. But yeah, I've been playing that all day yesterday, all day today, and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have experienced some kind of Baldur's Gate gameplay, or they know what's going on.
I don't think they have.
Alf.
Remember, you're speaking to an Xbox audience here. Like, I reckon it's not that.
I suppose. But yeah, obviously it's quite obvious. We'll talk about it a little bit later on, but it won Game of the Year, and
Hell yeah.
it's, from my point of view, it's very easy to see how and why. Because there's just so many different elements that have just been fleshed out, and everything just has so much meat on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just so many decisions you can make with everything that you do. Be
Yeah.
that combat, be that narrative, be that exploration, be that
Sex,
character creation, be that class creation, everything.
romancing.
Brilliant.
Sex.
Is that
Romancing.
I was hit
Talking?
on within. So there's speed runs for Baldur's Gate 3 for having sex with people, and I think that's hilarious. And I was hit on in like my first 2 hours, and I'm like, I literally don't even know you. Like, leave me alone.
Am I
Why
able
is everyone so
to
horny?
romanticize
They had to
Squid Man?
nerf. Potentially. I mean, I don't know. I haven't got there yet.
Cool.
Are you able to what? Sorry, say that again.
No, the Caden's talking deck. Don't interrupt him.
Caden, what did he fucking say?
He wanted me to romance a Squid Man,
The Squid Man. Oh, like the
Mind
ood.
Slayer.
Yeah.
Right.
And also I love D&D as well, Dungeons and Dragons. So obviously it's a Dungeons and Dragons game. So I think not knowing Dungeons and Dragons stuff, it might be quite complicated in regards to like initiative and reactions and fucking actions, bonus actions, stuff like that. But it's great. It's brilliant. I mean, I'm sure I'll talk about it a lot more in this podcast as I progress through it.
Yeah, it's
But I've
definitely
put about 10 hours into it.
Oh, 10 already. Damn.
Yeah.
I was saying to Caden, it's definitely something I've got my eye on, and I think it's super cool that you can do the whole experience just online, like multiplayer. Like all three of us could just create a character and just run like a D&D like campaign, and it'd just be super fun.
Is it more than 2-player?
Yeah, Caden looked it up for the podcast. It's 2 to 4 online multiplayer.
Okay, cool.
So it's pretty cool. Definitely something I've got my eye on.
Give me an excuse to make another character.
Mate, it's so hard to lock us all down at the same time. You think that's happening for a whole campaign?
Yeah, I genuinely think.
You now.
I think I'll be better in the future.
Not.
I think, but that game would take us if we were just waiting for each other to play it and all hop on. That game would take us like 10 years to complete.
You've got to be convinced to the cause, man.
Yeah.
But this is what adults do, though. Like adults actually have to like put aside gaming time, like social gaming time. You know what I mean? 7 till 9 or Thursdays. Yep. Let me pencil it in.
Yeah.
9 till 12 on Fridays. Yeah. Let me
boys.
pencil it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. No joke. Adult gaming, am I right?
Oh, and sorry, I just scrolled past it as well. Played the finals as well.
Oh yeah, of course you did. It came out, didn't it? That got shadow dropped.
Yeah. Because I don't know if I mentioned last time, not last time, but a few weeks ago, I was playing the beta. It was great fun. And
yeah, I spoke about it a bit.
Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good fun. That might be my kind of next kind of multiplayer shooter that I'd jump on for a bit of fun. Because Ridge has got me not sucked, but like, you know, he's obsessed with Apex, and I want to move away now. It's done.
Yeah, I'm done.
He's such an addict.
Yeah.
Although,
so I think the finals has filled that hole.
You're going to talk about the fucking Buster Sword, aren't you?
The Final Fantasy
do you have it with you?
7 Rebirth collaboration they're doing next year.
What?
I think they're doing it in January.
So stupid.
They're doing a Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth thing, and there's like Final Fantasy skins in the game for like Wraith and Horizon and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
No.
So
I don't think I'm going to come back, but I can acknowledge that's really fucking cool.
Is it? I don't know.
That's
That feels like such a strange collaboration. Like,
what about the Fortnite?
I don't know.
Fortnite's Lego currently.
Yeah, but Fortnite is like
Makes
a blank
sense.
slate. Fortnite has nothing. Like, it's just what Apex actually has a universe. Like, it actually has a lore.
And to be fair, I think this is the
I don't
first time
know.
Apex has done a named collaboration.
I think so.
Like this.
Yeah.
I don't think they've obviously had like skins that vaguely reference something, maybe, but I don't think they've actually had an official collaboration.
Yeah. It was like, imagine my surprise when I was watching the TGA's live and they show the Rebirth trailer, which was just like somebody singing, which I
Great.
have no like understanding of what that
Such
means.
a good trailer.
And then Jeff was like, and that's not all I've got to talk about with Final Fantasy. And I was like, fuck yeah, here we go. Final Fantasy 7 on Xbox. And then it's just a sword falling from the sky and a Scottish voice. It's Horizon being like, I gotta get me sword. Yeah. And I'm like, and then Crypto picks up a Buster Sword. And I'm like,
Oh,
what am I looking at?
let's go, man.
What's going on?
Hype.
So yeah, I guess. But anyway, yeah, that was fun. What did you say? Rollerdrome? Finals. So what were you? What are like your impressions now that you played it in beta and you've played the final version?
I think it's super good fun. It's such a good casual game. You jump on,
Doesn't
you go.
seem
I like the
casual.
big man because. Okay, there's a good point. I was like, the more you play, you realize it's actually really tryhard.
It's
But
really sweaty. It looks
the-
really sweaty.
yeah, it's really sweaty. It is, but on the surface, it is really quite casual. Where you're just like, you know, you just run around and shoot people. That's it.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the skins are class. Like honestly, I can see how that free-to-play game is going to make its money. The skins are brilliant.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm excited to jump on it. Are you guys gonna check it out or?
I think I might. I'm still very much in the Halo wagon right now, but I think
Okay.
I think I might check it out and give it a go and see if I click with it.
It's good though. I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. I played in the beta. I agree. It does have this kind of casual vibe to it. Just in terms of like they haven't gone crazy with the balancing and just like it doesn't seem super designed around like competitive play in a way that Halo does sometimes, which hurts it at times. Like, you know, when your reticule is a tiny fucking dot in the middle of the screen, it's like, why does it need to be this way? The finals is like you're bouncing or you're putting jump pads down, you know, you're fucking blowing walls up. Like, there's just all sorts of stuff going on that is really makes it feel a bit more casual. Yeah, I quite liked when I played the beta. You know, I think it was like a good time. Yeah, I'll be definitely interested to see where it goes, and I hope it retains a player base because it definitely feels like it has its own like it has its own area in the battle royale space. So, yeah,
It's not Battle Royale, but yeah.
battle royale light kind of is though, isn't it? Why is it not
Is it
battle
just
royale?
like a 3v3v3v3v3v3 or something, isn't it? Or is it like I thought that's
No,
kind of the
it's
sort of vibe it was.
three teams. Well, it depends what game mode you're playing, but there's 2 game modes: 3v3v3, and then there's 3v3 v3v3. And it's like a team shooter, like it's team against team. It's not like one life or anything like that. You gotta like compete over an objective, and obviously that objective moves around and stuff. And
Yeah, you do respawn, I suppose, don't you?
yeah,
Kind of like multi-team on Halo, but an extra player.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
somewhere in the middle. Yeah, it's somewhere in the middle. Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough. Okay, but it just got me thinking. Actually, I was like, I wonder if that's what they'll try and do with the, you know, the rumored like Halo Battle Royale or whatever that is, the tank. I wonder if they'll make it more like that rather than traditional one life. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, cool. Golly, what an intro. Playing quite a few different things, haven't we? What an eclectic bunch we are.
Yeah. Not bad. Not bad.
Right, well, let me just open my notes while I remind myself how the fuck I'm opening this, like beginning the show. Oh yeah, we were gonna do the I wanted to start by talking about GTA 6. How good we're not. It would be rude not to. We had the gameplay trailer, you know, we're anticipating it. That trailer very quickly went to like the most viewed game trailer of all time. Or like the
Really?
quickest, like it hit the highest number, the quickest. Can't
Ah.
remember the exact figures. I take it we've all seen it, yeah?
yeah.
Any like particular burning thoughts, any like hot takes, like particularly if you've got anything bad to say, we're more likely to go viral with that. So start there.
They're
GTA
reusing
5 's not
the
even that
city.
good.
They're reusing Vice City. It's so lazy.
Yeah, there we go.
Unbelievably lazy.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I got.
Lucia. Who's the main? Lucia, is that her name? Lucia. Lucia's
Yeah,
ugly.
I think so. Yo, man.
There we go.
Huh.
What is it with?
personal. That's face captured off a real person. Not cool, man.
I'm obvious. Like, what is it with gamers doing that? It's become like a thing at the moment where like a woman gets shown in a video game and there's like this whole thing about being like, God, she's ugly.
Well, that was Horizon, wasn't it?
Happened with Horizon, happened with MJ and Spider-Man, happened in Starfield. It happened with Fable as well, with the Fable reveal trailer.
It's because most gamers, that's their only female interactions. They want it to be hard.
They don't know what women look like. They don't know what women look like. Yeah, as it's so I don't think they're quite there just for your pleasure, guys.
Yeah, they are.
You fucking little freaks. Yeah, look pretty good, didn't it? That old GTA 6.
It looked fire, man. It looked kind of insane, actually. Like the scale of that. Like that's going to be such a. It kind of frightens me, like the amount of like how dense that city is going to be and how much shit is going to be going on and all the stuff you can do.
Dense.
It's dense, mate. And
Really dense.
yeah, I'm just really excited just to see how they create this living, reacting world around you because they did such a good job with it, even back in like GTA 5, which was like what, like 10 plus years ago now, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah.
Which is fucking nuts. I have a feeling this game
12?
could be. Yeah, it's definitely over 10 years. Yeah, I'm not sure the exact, but yeah, I have a feeling this game could could really break some records here, some boundaries for sure.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if it outsells or just outdoes the phenomenon that was GTA 5, or whether or not that's just never going to happen. That would be interesting. I mean, kind of impossible to overtake something like GTA 5. I mean, that task seems almost impossible, even if it is GTA 6 trying to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely looks great.
Any thoughts, Ken?
Like, no, I mean, I'm obviously very excited for it. I mean, GTA 5 is a great game, both not only online but the story as well. And like Tim has said, dense. I think dense is probably the best word for GTA. Yeah, just excited to see more. Like, it's funny seeing people complain about. Do you remember that gameplay leak that happened like what 2 years ago, a year ago?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, it looks awful." It's like, well,
I
yeah,
agree.
it's 3 years
It's not
before it's even
finished.
out. Yeah. Like, if you looked at any game 3 years before it came out, yeah, fair enough.
Did it get a
Definitely.
release year? I can't remember. Did it get a 2025?
25.
It did get a 2025.
Yeah.
25. Okay.
I expect summer next year we'll see actual gameplay.
Which is great, because that means Hellblade is actually in Game of the Year competition, I think. We'll come around to that later.
Okay, I see. Okay, I see what you mean.
Because what's the point in releasing a game in 2025? What's the fucking point?
Everyone just takes a hiatus for 2025. Yeah, no one releases a game.
Something else got announced for 2025, didn't it?
Monster Hunter was 24.
Something...
It wasn't 25.
Oh, was it? No, it wasn't.
was
Monster
25.
Hunter.
Was it 25?
Yeah, this is
Okay,
25.
I thought it was 24, but
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, it was Monster Hunter then. There you go.
So I'm fine with that. But yeah, it's just quite funny because it's interesting, like you say. Like, I'm with you guys. Very technically impressive. Obviously, we don't know all that much. Nice tone setter, you know. The one thing that people keep pointing to in particular is like the hair physics. Like, the hair looks fucking real, which is obviously, you know, it's like a big thing in video games, isn't it? Getting hair to look right, and like react properly. So that looks really impressive. But I am interested, like you say, with I personally don't feel that critically this game could live up to GTA 5. It feels like, even though all of them have been good, like mostly because of their writing that's been really good, my impression was that GTA 5 was the real like step forward in like technical capabilities. Maybe that's just how I the sense I get on them. And I don't know if they're able to take that same leap forward. Like, it just kind of feels like generally games are plateauing in terms of you know, we're getting kind of diminishing returns in terms of technical jumps, especially when it comes to like open worlds. Yeah, density's a nice step forward, but it's not the same as going from a non-open world to a big, you know, detailed open
Yeah,
world.
I see your point.
Sort of thing.
Yeah, it's not quite the same leap.
Yeah, you know, kind of like the jump from standard def to high def and then high def to 4K. Like, it's a jump, like, don't get me wrong, but it's not like SD to HD. You know, we were all on our 360s. Like, what am I looking at? Look at Marcus Phoenix's beard. I can see the crumbs in there. I can see the Cheeto dust. So, yeah, I'm expecting it to be good. And I do wonder, though, if there is this kind of, there's going to be this protective effect around GTA in the same way that sometimes you feel like that can happen with other nostalgic franchises. You know, I do wonder if like it could essentially be the same, but with a different story, and it would still be like 95 plus. We'll have to see. But fun stuff, fun times. See you in 2 years. All right. Today we get to do the annual episode of who got the best Game Awards predictions right.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, you wrote all these down, didn't you? Yeah.
I wrote them all down. They're in the notes. You should be able to see them. And I've also got the actual winners.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't quite understand your notes.
Yeah, sorry. I was scribbling it down as quickly as possible. I know what they mean.
Okay.
Oh, brilliant.
The W means want, and the hang on, because we did. Yeah, if there's a W, it means want, or I've explicitly said want, or I said predict.
All right, I see.
So what we're looking at is the predictions.
You're gonna have to decide for this, man.
Yes, that's fine. Don't worry. I totally get it. View winners. That's what I want to go on. Right, let's have a look. Does it show me? Yeah, okay, right, here we go. Let me get this into 2 tabs, actually. Otherwise, this is going to be a real pain in the ass to figure out. Okay, so we all said game of the year across the board. I'm going to keep a little tally, actually, so we can see who... Actually, you know what? You guys are fucking adults. Keep track of your own score.
All right.
Nah. All right. We all got 1 point for game of the year. Good job, everyone. Immensely surprising.
I've actually brought up a notepad. Am I keeping track of my own?
Yeah, you
Okay.
keep track of your own, yeah. Best game direction was Alan Wake 2. I think you two both got a point. I predicted Zelda. I didn't get it, so you two get a point there.
Okay.
Narrative. Tim, you said Final Fantasy 16. Hayden, you predicted Baldur's Gate 3. I also predicted Baldur's Gate 3, so no points.
What actually won it? The narrative.
Alan Wake.
Okay.
Alan Wake.
Thanks.
Alan Cake, am I right?
Did I not vote
Yes,
Alan Wake? I feel like I probably would have.
You wanted Alan Wake 2, but you predicted Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, okay. Right. Maybe, okay, fair enough. I think I voted for Alan Wake. That's what it was.
Art direction, I wanted Hi-Fi, but predicted Alan Wake 2, so I get a point. Tim, you predicted Hi-Fi. And Caden, you wanted Hi-Fi, but predicted Alan Wake 2.
Okay.
They won.
So I predicted and wanted hi-fi, so I get nothing.
You get nothing.
I get.
You got a point, man. You did it.
Hell yeah.
Score and music. Tim, you get a point here for Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
Caden, me and you get nothing.
Back in it, boys.
Audio design. Tim, me and you got Hi-Fi right. Caden wanted Alan Wake 2, or predicted Alan Wake 2 rather, and didn't get it. Which, by the way, hell yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, that's a
good on Hi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm glad they got one.
Pretty sure we all got a point here.
What was it? Was it voice actor?
Voice actor. I wanted Final Fantasy, predicted Baldur's Gate. Caden wanted Alan Wake 2, predicted Spider-Man. I know Caden doesn't get a point. So I think just me got a point because it was the guy from Baldur's Gate, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
A bit annoying when a huge game like that just kind of takes away some of the smaller, like, awards that I don't think it should win. But because it's the game of the year, everyone's like, "Oh, that game's great. Me vote."
More people played it, therefore more people.
Yeah, exactly.
Can
like,
give it the vote. Yeah. Not to say that they all weren't deserving of the nomination.
Alan Wake 2 fucking raked it in anyway. So
yeah, it did great. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, there were a couple of we skipped through here, but quick flowers for Forza getting the win in accessibility. That's great. Good to see the Xbox studios getting on top of that because PlayStation have had some really good accessibility stuff for the last few years. We didn't do games for Impact. We didn't do ongoing, which by the way, Cyberpunk one, which is like, any feelings on that?
Weird. It's weird as fuck.
I think calling it ongoing's a bit of the wrong
It's not ongoing.
word, maybe.
It just received an expansion and some updates. Like, it's not a live service game. I guess ongoing isn't. They don't categorize it as live service though, so it's weird. It's a really muddled category, in my opinion. It doesn't really make much sense.
It's ongoing is because it sucked initially.
Yeah.
So it's like
they need to call it either live service or something else. I don't know, but like, it doesn't make sense. Why Sea of Thieves isn't in there? Why Halo Infinite wasn't in there? And why Cyberpunk won it? None of it makes sense.
Again, not to say that Cyberpunk hasn't done a good job in what they've done. It's just that like, we all view this category as like you say, as a live service category.
And wasn't the expansion paid as well? Phantom Liberty.
Phantom Liberty was, yeah.
It
They've
also
had a lot
kinda
of free
makes it
stuff, to be
weird.
fair.
Yeah.
But yes, it is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, agreed. Like it really should be. Did it get a nomination in the best game? I can't. No, it didn't. Did it?
Don't think so.
But that's how it feels. It should be. You know, it's. I guess it is a bit like you said. It is a bit blurry. Like maybe if it is a paid expansion, the expansion should just be treated as a standalone game, maybe.
Mm.
Or I don't know if best DLC of the year would be a bit of a weird category. If there would be enough for that, maybe there would. Maybe there wouldn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or like expansion category. Yeah. All right. The next one we did was indie. When's that going to come up? We didn't do community support, did we? Nope. But Baldur's Gate 3 won that as well. Indie. All right, here we go. Caden predicted Dave the Diver. Tim, you predicted Dave the Diver. I predicted Sea of Stars. Let's fucking go.
One, didn't it? Yeah.
Sea of Stars won it.
Yep.
Ah, man,
Yeah.
right. I wanted Sea of Stars. I just didn't think it would.
Hell yeah.
Half a point. All right.
No, shut up.
No.
Okay.
Debut indie Cocoon 1. Tim, you predicted Cocoon. I also predicted Cocoon. Caden predicted Pizza Tower. Of course he fucking did.
Fucking pizza.
That's
little
classic
snob.
Caden.
I had to,
Yeah,
didn't I?
Pizza snob, mate. We didn't do mobile game. Didn't do VRAR. Did action game. Robbed.
Yeah.
Hi-Fi got robbed. But I'm okay with it. We all predicted Armored Core would win.
We did. And what won it?
Armored Core.
Oh, it did. Nice.
The two of you wanted Remnant to win, though. I obviously wanted Hi-Fi to win. So good category all around. Although the Dead Island is a bit weird, but fine. You know, we'll skip past that. I do want to play Armored Core. Actually, it's going to be on my backlog when it goes on a deep discount. It looks really fun.
Yep. I'd like to play every FromSoft game at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
On my radar.
Yeah. Action adventure is next. The winner was Tears of the Kingdom. Caden, you predicted Resident Evil 4. Tim, you predicted Resident Evil 4. Big man over here predicted Tears of the Kingdom. That's me. I'm the big man.
Thanks for clarifying.
Why are you laughing?
Big types.
Why are you laughing?
No, I was laughing at the fact that you cut Jesus, man. Why did I do this? I'm such a fanboy.
Yeah, why did you do that?
I just saw.
Just saw red.
Yeah. Whatever. No points for me, I guess.
So the next category was RPG. Obviously, Baldur's Gate 3 won. Obviously, me and Caden got a point, and obviously, Tim voted for Final Fantasy 16.
Had to will it into existence, man. I was probably the only vote. They were like tallying up, like, who the fuck? There must have been a misclick.
Yeah, they're like, does he know it's not even really an RPG? It's a bit weird.
Oh, don't get me started.
Yeah,
Fuck you,
you're
man.
playing a role.
You guys are stupid.
You're stupid.
Fighting game.
Street Fighter.
Thanks, man. You're really good. Yeah, we all got Street Fighter.
We
Good
all
job.
predicted Street Fighter, yeah. I think I'm losing. I think I'm last place.
I'm on 10. That was my 10th point.
Holy moly.
That's sick.
Wow.
Caden's last.
Did we do family? No, we didn't do family. Fuck that category. Am I right?
Mario, wasn't it?
Don't like family.
Family. Sim strategy. Did we do sim strategy? We didn't even do sim strategy. Well, why not?
I think it's all the games in that category we've never touched or played.
Yeah, I guess so. Pikmin like kind of cleaned up a bit though. Got a couple of wins.
It did.
Racing Forza 1. We all agreed on that, so point for all
Did
of
you
us.
do party game?
Jeez. I don't think.
Yeah, we did. We
Have I got
predicted
that?
Mario, but we all wanted party animals. And Mario won it, didn't it?
Did I skip it? Did I? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
my bad. I did. Yeah.
So I think we all got a point there.
Yeah, we got a point. Yeah.
And then
Good
it moved on to
shouts.
racing, and it was Forza across the board. And Forza did win it, didn't it?
Forza did win. Yep. So we all
That's
got a point for
another
that.
point.
Multiplayer. None of us None of us got a point for Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3
Baldur's
one
Gate 3
multiplayer, which I think is
multiplayer
still a
as
bit
well.
weird. Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in theory, it's still the exact same game, just with more people. But then I guess it's
Yeah,
Game of the Year, so yeah.
And then me and
yeah.
Caden
I mean,
got one for the
it's cool.
Well, that's him.
No, the last category. I think it's just
Oh.
me. Most anticipated. You wanted Tekken, but went Final Fantasy. I wanted Final Fantasy on both, and Deck went Hades too, and didn't get anything because it was Final Fantasy, which is quite
Yeah,
funny
Final Fantasy
considering
1.
that's a it's only on one platform, and it got most anticipated over a lot of multi-plat stuff.
Yeah, but all of them. Yeah, all of the others are multi-plat. Yeah, well, yeah. Massive IP.
It is. All right.
Where's my
1,
fucking
2,
Hellblade? You know.
3. I got 11 total.
Oh, what'd you get, Caden?
I think you won by 1. Yeah. You got 12. You
You said that?
You were just 1 below me a second ago.
Relax. I didn't say 12.
Jesus, man.
Stop the count. Stop the count.
I want to recount.
What did you say then?
9.
9.
Is that right?
Yeah, just below me.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Deck wins on. Let me guess. Can I guess? I'm pretty sure you got 13.
Yes.
Didn't you?
No, I got 12.
Damn it.
1 point.
1 point. You little slut.
Skin of my teeth. All right, well, there's always next year, boys. You know, what can I say? It was a nice try, nice effort. Can't beat the best.
Wow. At least he's cool about it. At least he's not being a fucking dick.
Oh yeah. Well, that was, you know, actually, well, let me just check what we're going into. I think we're just going to conversation about the Game Awards now. So did I watched it. I watched the whole thing.
You watched it live?
Got a couple of brewskis in. I watched it live, stayed up till 2:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, got bad sleep. I've only really caught up today, like to get back to my normal self. But it was fun, man. Did you guys watch like just trailers, or did you watch any of the show?
I wake up early in the morning and then watch the show.
I watched like a recap.
Oh, cool.
I think the video I watched was probably like 40-50 minutes. It was like a decent in-depth recap, but no, I didn't watch the whole like 3-hour VOD or 4-hour VOD. No.
Oh shit.
You're not plugged in.
Oh, hang on. I just wanted to put my charger in, and it's. Do I sound fine? Am I here? Hello.
You sound fine. Yeah.
Okay, phew. All right, cool. Well, like, in that case, Caden, if you watched it all the way through, like, what did you think of the show? Because it's like, you know, there's always a lot of commentary about the TGAs, and what's been done right or wrong, or I mean, what did you think? Was it fun or not fun?
I mean, yeah, I enjoyed it. They had a few. I mean, they had a lot of personalities, I suppose, for kind of no reason. But you know, yeah.
Didn't old
Yeah.
Daddy Pedro get on stage at one point? Pedro Pascal there? Or was I imagining that?
I don't know if he was there. No, I don't think he was. I mean, The Last of Us did win Best Adaptation.
I could have sworn he
But I
was
don't think
there
he was
on
there.
stage.
Maybe I'm misremembering.
imagine.
Are you talking about another A-list actor? I mean, there were like 60, so...
Yeah, there were a lot, yeah.
And did you see Ridge got up on a stage at the end? For the final
Did
Game
she
of the Year
raise at the
award?
end? Yeah. Gets around that kid.
Yeah, he does get around. Inside joke, everyone. We've got a friend who looks just like Timothy Chalamet. Chalamet.
Oh, yeah. Chalamet.
Timothée Chalamet. Yeah. Cool. Well, you know, I thought this was a really good show. I mean, it was a good showcase. Like, there were lots of games there, lots of new stuff. In terms of the actual games there, that was like quite fun to watch. But it's drawn significant criticism for like hurrying people off the stage who are like accepting their awards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And I think that is kind of weird. Like,
Well, we all know why.
well, we all bloody know why. Yeah. I mean, Christopher Judge got on stage at the very beginning of the show.
he
He got
killed
off
it. I
at the end
think.
of the show.
Yeah, and that was, I mean, that's gone down as its own controversy as well.
I think
Didn't
that's
he say
great.
something kind of mean about COD or something?
Yeah, he was like, I need to keep my speech down. But it turns out my speech was so long, it was longer than the Call of Duty campaign. Something along those
It's
lines.
quite funny though. But I mean, in all fairness, I don't know. He doesn't have a leg to stand on. His speech was like 8-9 minutes last year. That's absurd. Like, that is absurd. Like, he cannot expect to
Yeah,
not be mocked.
he just kept going.
Yeah, like, bro, you just got to take it on the chin and accept you're going to become a meme when you do a fucking 8-9 minute speech at the Game Awards when everyone else does like 50 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
come on, just take it on the chin, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be real. I did like, I like his stage presence, but I did think that the joke was a bit in poor taste. It's not the end of the world. I just think it was a bit in poor taste, especially because of the story that came out about all the horrible shit that happened to the devs. And like a lot of them have like come out on Twitter and and said, I don't know, like we've heard worse, but you don't really expect it from your own peers to like make light of the pain we've been through in the last 18 months. I say it's not the end of the world. It's no biggie.
It's just unnecessary,
really,
wasn't it? It's nothing to do with like him or them. He just kind of just took the piss and just threw him under the bus for like no reason. Like, that's what was weird about it.
And I guess as well, it wasn't like, if you're gonna make that sort of attack, like try and be surgical with it. Like, if he'd come out and just said, God, fucking Activision are shit at making these, it's like, it just said fucking greedy active Bobby Kotick, more like Bobby Cunt. Am I right? Do you know what I mean? Like, that'd have gone down a tree. Get me on, Jeff. Get me on the stage. And whereas the whatever, you don't need to be overthinking these jokes. But I'm just saying, when I watched it live, I was like, I kind of winced a bit. I was like, I'm not sure. And clearly, some people were. Some of the devs, were a bit upset by it. But whatever. It's not the end of the world. So other than that, I thought it was like a good showcase. But yeah, there was this thing about people being hurried off really quick. Like the Baldur's Gate 3 guys came out and were speaking about like people that they'd lost along the way, like people who had died.
Yeah, I heard about
and they were like being hurried, like shooed off. And it was like,
they were literally like, yeah, apparently they brought up like, this goes out to like our late, like someone who works on this, and they started playing like the wrap up music and like pushing them off stage. And it was like, whoa, man. I'm not sure about this one.
Like, imagine being the guy who's sat up top, like, who has to push the button.
Yeah,
like the wrap it up button.
They're like, you got to do
it's
it,
like
man.
sweating,
They told
like
you. A minute max.
They said it wasn't that. It was 30 seconds before they started playing the music.
Oh, really?
30 seconds.
That's a bit short. Yeah, gotta get that ad time.
So, like, where do we want to like go from this? Do you guys have any like general thoughts about the show, about things that were showed, about like the winners, maybe? Like, I just want to put it to you guys, so I'm not hogging the mic.
Not really, to be honest. I mean, like I said, I didn't watch the whole show from start to finish, like the whole VOD, but like I heard it started off pretty hot and it was pretty great and quite well paced, and then I heard the latter half was a bit shit and kind of dropped off and was not fantastic in terms of just announcements and awards and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I think they just lost their pacing, is what I heard in general. But I think in terms of the overall announcements of the show, I think it was pretty shit hot. Like, I think there was some pretty cool stuff revealed here, some pretty cool stuff shown off, like even stuff we're already aware of. And yeah, I mean, from what I can tell, I had a great time watching the catch up of it and seeing some of those announcements. It's pretty fire. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
As I'm scrolling through the website, the Game Awards, it's reminded me that at one point a VTuber got on stage. It was like a video of like a digital avatar speaking, and I was like, Am I old or am I just not acclimatized to this sort of thing?
There's a
This is-
huge VTuber scene on Twitch.
Yeah, it's massive. Yeah.
And it's funny because like there's a lot of VTubers in like fighting games as well. So
is-
if I was yeah, it's a weird little like kind of transition, I suppose. But yeah, loads of them play fighting games. So yeah, I mean, I knew her through that.
So fun.
So that was my vote if I had to vote.
And what does VTuber mean? Like, what does that
Virtual
mean?
tuber.
Ah, virtual
Straight in.
tuber. Ah, nice. Yeah, you answered that a bit too quickly.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
not-
yeah.
Well, it's just because I know what it is. I am a VTuber.
Hell yeah.
This isn't
You
really
just pop
me.
into your digital avatar.
Yeah, this is my avatar. This isn't at all what I look like.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sort of Unreal Engine 5 Tim. Cookie
really is,
here.
man. Yeah,
That's amazing.
I got the face capture tech from OD. I worked with
Did you?
Hideo
Oh.
Kojima on this one.
That's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
You want a close up of my eyes, just like their trailer?
Yes, please.
That was a great
That's-
trailer. What did everyone think of that
That's
trailer?
nice. I liked it.
Well, that was dog
Like
shit.
it's obviously like I think we've talked about it like off the podcast where it's kind of like it isn't
It's not
like it
great.
knows it's a weird game. It knows something weird's going on. Yeah, it's, I guess like you said, yeah, it's not a. Well, what did you say? It's not a trailer.
Yeah, didn't do anything.
He feels very strongly about this. There's
It
got to
was
be a
dog
sword and a
shit.
dragon at the very least.
No, it was
No.
just. I can appreciate that they got showing off fucking face capture technology or whatever, but if you got nothing to show, don't show it. You're just showing us fucking people crying and really shiny eyes on the screen, and that's it.
They were talking. I bet you don't
Gave
even know what
no
they were saying, do you?
context to the
I bet you
game.
don't even know. Yes, it did. You're an idiot.
No, I'm not an idiot. This game fucking Hideo Kojima is fucking taking Xbox for a fucking ride, man.
I love that. I love that conspiracy that like he's actually like a secret agent for PlayStation. Like he goes to PlayStation and makes like an open world like game, and then he comes to Xbox and he's like, "Yeah, I'm being very experimental. We're gonna play this game. You're going to play with your own feces. It's going to be very. It's out there. It's out there, but we're gonna do it for you, Xbox. You know,
Yeah,
that's so funny.
just like laughing at like he walks out of the
It's like
meeting.
under-
They just invested 10 billion for me to
yeah.
motion capture playing with my PC.
I like it. And like Jordan Peele wasn't there as like Jordan Peele. He was there as an actor to come out and be like, I've never. This is going to be. This game's going to be huge. I've never seen anything like this, guys.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, introducing Pooh.
But yeah,
No, man. I mean, I don't have. I think it was a nice tone setter. I mean, it didn't give us anything about actually the nature of the game, but I think it's going to be one of those games that's going to be like impossible to market. I've heard that it's going to be doing things like pairing up to your phone. Like, so your phone will be like buzzing and messaging you, you know, things like that. That's the sort of experience this is. He said when he was on stage, it is a game, but it's also part a movie. You know, it's like it's going to be some weird Quantum Break kind of blend thing. And also, I bet you didn't. I mean, I bet you didn't notice. You probably couldn't tell because you were too busy enraged by the fact that there were no dragons in the trailer. That at the end, fucking, you could see in her shiny eyes. Door opened up, didn't it? Somebody walked through the door in her eyes.
Was it a
eyeball.
dragon?
Maybe.
Okay. I'll hold hope that it was a shapeshifter and it could be a dragon.
Yeah, maybe. Hunter Schafer pulls out a broadsword. That's it. OG stands for Orange Dragon.
Let's go. What does it stand for?
Probably overdose, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
What are you fucking thinking? he's thinking something.
No, I knew it was that. I'm just right now. I'm trying to think of a funny OD.
A funny joke,
Like,
yeah, like orange
yeah.
dick or something like that. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
that would be great. Damn it.
Edit this, right? We can go back and Put that
Yeah,
in
we
there.
can edit this. It's just like some random edit in the fucking YouTube video. Orange Day. Just out of nowhere.
Listen up, Hideo, my man. I know you don't know who I am. Don't hang up. Don't hang up. Have you considered renaming the game?
Orange Day.
Yeah. Right. What did we? So what? Like, I for some reason the Game Awards website has crashed, but I wanted to, like, Baldur's Gate did sweep, but it didn't sweep as hard as I thought it was going to sweep.
It's because Alan Wake 2's a thing.
Yeah, because Alan Wake 2 came out as the buzzer beater, stole a couple of things, which is quite funny though, by the way, isn't it? Because although Caden, I know you love the game. Caden, can you give us? Do you have like a numerical score for us? Like, do you do that? Like,
What,
what
on
would you
Alan
give it?
Wake? I mean, not really.
On Alan
'cause-
Wake, yeah.
But I mean, like 9 out of 10, easy, like minimum.
10 easy, minimum. Okay. So somewhere in the range of like 9 to 10, or 9 to, or is there something stopping it getting to a 10 for you? I'm interested.
I'm trying to think what a 10 out of 10 game is for me. Like, I don't know. I think I'm not critical. I just don't think I can honestly say something's 10 out of 10 ever. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
To say something is the best. To say something's 10 out of 10 means it's just perfect. So I don't
Sure.
know.
That's actually really, we've gone back and forth on this a few times. I that's not how I treat 10 out of 10s, but obviously
Okay.
it's a
That's how I
subjective
see
thing.
it.
So like,
Yeah.
yeah. Beth has the same. Perfect.
Oh, and yeah, Alan Wake is brilliant. I love it. When I get my PC, I think I get it for free with the certain graphics card I got. So I'm definitely just going to play through it again. If Baldur's Gate 3 isn't taking over my life.
Hell yeah. Okay. Because I think the interesting thing about all of that is that Alan Wake actually settled out at, let me just check on the old Open Critic. I think it settled out at like an 88? 89.
Really?
89.
Interesting.
So same score as Hi-Fi Rush, just putting it out there. But there's something to be said about the timing of Alan Wake 2, I think. Right? I mean, and again, not to say that it isn't a fantastic game. Remedy are fucking awesome, but I think that's quite interesting that it came out like a couple of weeks before the
Do you
show,
think everyone was riding off like the high of it?
and it split the vote. Arguably. But same with even like Tears of the Kingdom, right? Arguably, I don't know. Like, it's
So you think
like
if Alan
that
Wake
game-
2 came out earlier in the year, it might not have got as many awards, and people might have not been as hyped about it as an experience?
I mean, maybe I haven't played it, so we're all pretty comfortable. Well, I assume we're all comfortable saying that recency bias plays a role in these sorts of awards. If it's more recent, it's more like to get voted. So, and I just think that was probably playing a role here, considering on the numbers basis, on the review front, Baldur's Gate 3 was quite a lot higher, as was Tears of the Kingdom. They were both like 96, I think. So yeah, just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
Right. Speaking of interesting, now's the time to put on your green hats. It's Team Green time. We've got green in our blood.
It's just you, man. What's going on here? We can't just have dead air on a podcast. This only works when people are watching the pod, not fucking.
And I can't even see you two, so I don't have.
Exactly.
the
You
cues to
just
go
thought we
off.
disconnected.
I was like, oh.
Just thought we fucking DC.
You really singled me out there, man. I didn't know how to respond. All right. So, where am I going with this? It's console war time, fellas.
Bash your shields. Get your swords out. I'm
Hit the
ready.
horns.
Yeah. Blow the horn. The horn that sounds like the Xbox starting up.
Yeah, but you may remember when the nominees came out, there was a meltdown about Xbox not getting a single nomination in the Game of the Year category.
A meltdown?
Yeah, I wouldn't say a meltdown.
Yeah,
but-
me.
Yeah, you melted.
Yeah,
down.
you.
No, there was some news
well, I
articles
guess-
on it, I will agree
There,
with that.
there are a number of news articles, IGN reporting on it. You know, I guess it depends how if you feel that that's a big deal or not.
Well, I mean, IGN's hypest fucking reaction to the show was the God of War 3 DLC. Did you see them?
Mm,
They were all on the sofa.
I
And they
didn't
were
see
like,
that. No.
wow, like clapping and they're going nuts. It's just like Monster Hunter Wilds gets a trailer and they're all just dead silent.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
I wish I had that soundbite. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So there was that. You know, there's this kind of this thing of like, there's a lot of criticism drawn about the platform, and when it didn't get the nomination, it was a lot of attention went to it. Maybe is what I'll say. And I had said at the time, and I said it during the show, that I reckon that Xbox might actually walk away with more awards than the other platform holders, just by the way it's sorted out. And I was kind of right. Nintendo got 3. Xbox walked away with 3. PlayStation walked away with nothing. I mean, you know, it's whatever. PlayStation had a fairly sparse year. Spider-Man 2 is obviously a brilliant game, but there's something to be said here about
Them doing
nobody
the
gives a
same-
shit now.
Yeah. Them just.
Well, nobody
slapping
gives a
their
shit
tail
now,
at the
yeah.
end of it.
I haven't seen any articles on that.
I have actually. I have seen. I've seen
Oh, yeah,
some
have you?
stuff. Yeah, I've seen some stuff. Well, I've seen one article. I can't remember who it's from. It was someone relatively big, I think. You might be able to find it if you searched it. But and I've seen like loads of videos on YouTube and stuff like that. People just being like, it was weird that Spider-Man 2 didn't bring back anything. Not like didn't get Game of the Year, but didn't bring back anything. I remember even my partner Tilly was saying that she was really disappointed and quite shocked it didn't come back with anything. And then I like broke it down like in front of her, and I was like, think of the categories and the games in that were with it, and I was just like, you can kind of see why it didn't, right? And she was like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. I was just like I feel like Zelda did deserve action adventure over it and stuff like that, which is the other category it was probably going to win.
Yeah,
You know, you can see why. It's a great game, but it just came out in a year of just ridiculous
Amazing games.
that it was just battling
Yeah.
with. So, yeah.
this is exactly it. And we said the same thing back then when like Xbox didn't get a nomination for the Game of the Year category. You know, like, yeah, it would have been nice to see Hi-Fi there. Yeah, we're not immensely surprised Starfield didn't make it because there was like a little bit of polarization with it, despite overall good scores. We could see that, but you know, it would have been nice. But you know, we can see it. It's the same here. Like Xbox just happened to have some things where it excelled in a couple of categories, and Spider-Man unfortunately just didn't quite have super excel in any one of those areas, despite being a very, very good overall game. You
Yeah.
know, like my consistent messaging here is that ultimately, like, it's not that big of a deal. I said that back then, and I'm saying that now. Like, it's not that big of a deal for like all the Game Awards is funny. Dorito Pope wants to give games awards and then only gives game devs 30 seconds to talk about it anyway, and the rest of it's just ads. You know, it really isn't. So like, we don't need to be turning this into console war rhetoric. Obviously, I'm joking around when I'm talking about it. We don't need to be turning this to bash each other
We're
platforms over
exaggerating.
each other's head.
Yeah. It's not as prestigious
Well, I said that before.
as you think, the Game Awards. It's a bit of a cash grab at the end of the day.
Yeah. And it's nice to see the games be recognized and celebrated, but it's just this like tiring thing of like constantly turn. Because now I'm seeing like, you know, like Xbox fans on Twitter being like, ha ha ha, Spider-Man sucks, no wins. And it's like, we don't need to be doing this, man. Like, for fuck's sake. Like,
Okay, you've retweeted every single one of them.
yeah, that's right. Get fucked. Yeah, Jim, and I've got like Jim Ryan crying and stuff like that. Phil Spencer with a big head, like shooting his bazooka Xbox Series X. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny stuff. Any thoughts on any of that, Caden? I can hear you judging me from behind the screen there.
No, dude.
None of us have played Spider-Man 2 except me, right? Kate, you haven't got around to it, have you?
I totally finished the game. I don't know what you're on about.
You finished the game, have you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, you
I
have
finished
a
all
decent,
games, mate.
You have a decent perspective on this. Then were you
I finished
shocked?
all
I mean, yeah,
games.
no, I absolutely 100% agree with what you're saying.
Were
Like,
you shocked that it didn't
there's
bring home
the one,
anything?
no, like
Okay.
it was it's a tough year, and like you're saying, the only categories it could realistically be in to actually win best action, which is obviously Zelda,
Mm.
and what was it? It was Game of the Year as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in there for game of
I
the
mean, the
year.
nomination itself is proof enough. I think it doesn't have to win for it to be
It's true.
considered an amazing game, in my
Mhm.
opinion.
Very true.
It was a great game. Just out done this year. That's what it was.
And I very much look forward to playing it. We'll get around to it eventually.
Yeah,
Maybe
do
when it's on PS Plus. Okay, cool. So there was that. Great, go us. Look at that. We got through the console segment with like no bruised egos. Where have my notes gone? Oh, I've put them over here. So I want to specifically talk about the actual Xbox presence then. Do you remember, guys, last year Xbox didn't turn up at the Game Awards and it generated like quite a bit of anger. Do you guys remember that?
I do.
Because they were just coming out 2022, which was a weak year. Made even weaker in retrospect now because As Dusk Falls is going to PlayStation, which is fine with me. It's probably one of those games where it didn't actually perform that well, so why not?
Yeah.
And it's not like it's, it wasn't like a blockbuster hit for the platform. I would like more people to play that game. I think that game's really underrated. And then that was obviously followed up with the developer direct. So I more want to sort of angle this into now, like we're coming to the end of 2023. Xbox have shown some good stuff here, and then we're probably going into January with another developer direct for 2024. So the main three announcements that we had at the show was the Hellblade showing, the Kojima's Overdose, which we briefly touched on before, and Blade. We haven't even touched Blade yet.
What Blades?
So yeah, a lot of Blade. Yeah, I said that as well. Is there another game, Heavenly Blade? That's an Obsidian one, right? Maybe they should.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Ninja Theory. Is that Ninja Theory? Heavenly Blade.
I don't know. It's one of them. I don't know.
You know the one I'm talking about, don't you?
I do know the one you're talking about.
Red hair
It's
lady,
proper,
big sword.
proper JRPG.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I was quite
Yeah, yeah.
hyped about it. Or am I thinking of something else?
2007 action adventure hack and slash made by Ninja Theory, published by Sony for the PlayStation 3. There we go.
Okay. Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah, it's a lot of Blades. Let's start with Hellblade. Caden, I know in particular, me and you are very buzzing for Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
If hell yeah, man, like that energy.
I did just cram a pizza in my face as well.
Oh, that's why you're so quiet.
I didn't even know you were talking about Hellblade. Just eat your pizza. Yeah.
What pizza is it? Is it warmed up?
No, I want to talk
What
about
is it?
Hellblade. Come on,
Oh, come on, man! Like, let us live vicariously.
Texas barbecue.
Texas barbecue. Did you get that right now? Wait, did you answer your door to get that mid podcast?
So what if I did?
Well, nothing, but I didn't. I was just asking you a question.
No, I didn't.
I love how Tim. Can you hear that? There's like the
Yeah.
occasional crinkling of like
Yeah.
cardboard. Probably
It's
dunking
great.
it in his sauce.
Yeah. I respect it.
Please. Maybe do you just should me and Tim talk? Like, should the adults talk, and
this
then
is
we'll come back to you
your-
once you've
no,
had your pizza?
I'm here,
You
man.
and
I'm
Caden
this. I'm
talk
here.
about Hellblade. I haven't even played it.
Well, I just like his mouth slapping together.
It's fine.
Okay, fine.
Caden,
It's just-
swallow your mouthful
fine.
and talk about Hellblade.
Yeah,
I've been finished for ages.
Okay, go.
All right, go on then. Yeah, talk to me about it.
What about pizza?
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Hellblade looks fantastic. I mean,
Oh, Tim, put it up on the screen. Go.
Oh god. All right. Yeah.
dark and dingy and like pretty guttural and oh, it's brilliant. It was cool.
Guttural. Fuck yeah, that's a good
That's
word.
just a good word, isn't it? Like
I love
a lot of
that.
like impact and
Yeah, like it's like onomatopoeic a little bit, isn't it? Guttural. Onomatopoeia, that's a good word, isn't it?
And like, how much are we betting that that's real gameplay? Like, because it is gameplay, it is in engine and stuff, but
No, that's real
we've
gameplay.
seen, like we've seen that before. But I think now we're at a stage where that's what we're getting, kind of thing.
And it does say when the trailer starts, in-game footage captured on Xbox Series X, which is double good because
Yeah.
they've had
Sometimes
this
they do
tendency to
PvP and stuff,
PC.
don't they?
Yeah, that's right. And I just wanted to touch on like while we're talking about Hellblade 2. If you watched the whole show, Caden, did you see the musical, the bit before the music they did?
Oh, not for Hellblade, no.
So just before they showed the trailer at the actual show, they had people like a band out. What's the band called? Heilung, and they did a live performance of the music that was in the trailer, and it was fucking man. That shit fucking slaps, man. Like the how like, oh,
Yeah,
like that, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's the one. I just played the trailer through the mic. Do you want me to do it again? I mean,
no.
Nice.
something like that.
Mm.
It's magical.
You know that one. Anyway, I think them partnering with Heilung for this game. I mean, we've known about that for a while, and the music in all the trailers has been really good. But for this trailer, it was like actually next fucking level. Like for real, I was like, it was like vibrating. My capillaries, my capillaries were like shaking.
It is really good. I'm literally like listening to it now as well, like quite quietly, obviously while you're talking and stuff. I haven't got it very loud, but yeah, it's great. It really captures the atmosphere of everything really, really well. Yeah.
I mean, this feels like when I watched like some of those other games, like Horizon Forbidden West is one that comes to mind where I'm watching this and I'm like, I think this is the best looking game I've ever seen in my life. And like Alan Wake, when I see Alan Wake, I think that as well. Like, I think the same thing.
Yeah, it'd be quite interesting if anything is currently, because I watched I can't remember, I think it was Matty Plays or something, and he said that obviously this looked great, but he did say visually actually not as incredible as when it was first shown off and stuff, because of obviously games have kind of not matched but have come close to matching it this year, you know, in this terms of like graphical fidelity. When you talk about, I don't know, things like Lords of the Fallen and Alan Wake 2, you know, and stuff like that. These are all games that I don't think they're on the same level, but they're not far off. So I don't think this is actually hitting quite it as it did when it was last show. You know, where you remember that trailer when they were like fighting in the giant. That was like 2 years ago, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that blew people's minds a lot more than I think this one did in terms of its graphics. But it's just time passes, right? You know, it's just one of those things. But I still think, based on how this looks, and if this is in engine, I still think this is probably the nicest looking game, next gen game, to date when this releases.
Well, we don't have to say in engine. Like, this is game. This is the game running. You know, and that's quite an interesting angle actually. I hadn't, you know, shout out to Mr. Mate Plays.
I think it was
good fella.
If not, chat anyway.
No, that sounds like something I would say. Yeah, no, he's a good boy. He's a good kid. And that's an interesting take. I'm not sure entirely. I mean, I get it. It's just not quite how I feel in my heart, soul. I mean, it would be fair to say I have some Senua bias.
Yes.
But like, just even like the mocap, like they have like some of the state of the art mocap stuff. Like, there's a shot in this. Where is it? I think it's like maybe a minute and a half in or something, where there's Senua and the other guy, we don't know who he is, standing there, and it's like that looked like a real shot. That looked like he was taking
they were
out
like
the movie
backing off, like from the camera
Yeah.
slowly. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was like it's here, it's playing right now. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was like actual gameplay or like a pre-rendered cutscene.
That was like,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was really impressed with what I saw. I was super impressed with the music design. Like, I'm a bit annoyed by sometimes the the commentary that like gamers kind of get wrapped up in was like gameplay, combat, which we will get to. But like the music here stole the show for me. Like there's so much more to games than just mashing your button and swinging your sword. Not to say obviously that isn't important, but like you know, to me the artistic expression is really shining through here. Not just in the visuals of like, wow, this is a powerhouse game, but like the music, like you said, the tone, the atmosphere, it's like really dripping it to me. So like I couldn't be. I think this was a really fantastic trailer. But the main thing that people have been wanting to see coming into this is to see some more combat. So I kind of wanted to, Kane, if I throw it back to you for a second, like, is this like, is there? Do you have any particular like feelings about the combat you saw here? Yeah, what do you think?
Oh, it was just weighty, wasn't it? It was just like you can almost feel every hit by the looks of it, and that was just the trailer. That's not even you. Yeah, crunchy is a good word. Yeah, it's just it looks like it. Oh yeah, it looks like there's a lot of emotion in the motion. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good one. I just made that up on the spot.
Mate, pizza
yeah,
makes you pop off.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I might have to watch it again just because I've not watched it again since the trailer. But yeah, there's not much because I think I said last time we talked about this. Like, I don't want them to kind of make the combat like all big and flary and fancy. It's just, and they've kind of doubled down on what they did initially, which was just like,
yeah. And I think that's kind of one of the interesting things coming away from this trailer, right? That like, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I want to see the combat, because a lot of people are kind of viewing this game as Xbox's God of War, and I'm like yes, in the sense,
appreciate the first game.
Yeah, exactly. So you're like, yes, in the sense that it's a third person game, but like this again, this isn't really an adventure game. Action maybe even might be a bit heavy. It's kind of a narrative, maybe, you know, narrative action. There's a fair bit of fighting, but like the story and the cinematic is what is the focal point here. And you know, it would be like if we saw the next trailer and they were playing through a scene and then Senua like, you know, pulled out her rune and it opened up into 6 different skill trees, I'd be like, fuck's this. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I'd be a bit like, ooh.
Yeah. Senua can now cast fire from her sword. I'd be like, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. Like, and from what we've seen, like, it looks like just a bit of a step up from last one in terms of like, there's a lot of animation here. Like, one of the parries, she steps back, takes the axe out of the guy's pocket and like slams it in his face. You know, a lot of like nice, loads of animations here, which looks obviously really nice. So to me, this is looking good. We'll see if there's more to show, you know, because obviously the other section we showed is when they were throwing the spears, and maybe there is more combat variety in like different sections of the game as well, which there weren't in the first. Man, I think this looks sensational. They've cooked. They've taken their time, but they have cooked.
Agreed. It looks great.
And I really think, calling back to what I said earlier, this really has like high 80, 90 energy to it. This has like Game of the Year energy to it, especially now that we found out GTA is 2025. Final Fantasy Rebirth is going to be a big game for next year. But I'm kind of already looking at this and thinking Hellblade is going to be part of the Game of the Year conversation.
Yeah, I do really hope so. Because the first game, was that ever up for nominations for anything? I mean,
it's a good question, actually.
I'm sure it was nominated for stuff, but
I'd have to check. Yeah,
I'm not sure, maybe, but yeah, I think I'm probably getting. I'd say I'm probably getting mid-80s vibes here. I do think it's going to do great. No, but I'm just getting mid-80s vibes. Like this, what we're talking about.
No. It's going to be the first 110 out of 100.
I do think it might get Doxon points, where I know that you guys are saying like you don't want combat to change much, just enhance it a bit, make it a bit more crunchy. Reviewers will just look at that, and maybe with a bit of Xbox tax, whether or not you believe that exists or not, will say like,
Yeah.
oh, the combat hasn't changed much. You know, it's basically the same with, you know, a new trial on top of it or a new section of Senua's story, or whatever. And I can't help but think that's going to knock it down a few points or a couple points.
That's what God of War Ragnarok was.
I know.
That's what God of War Ragnarok was.
I still think it's going to perform very well. I just don't see it cracking 90s. But hey ho, you never know. And like Caden said, it's not out yet. It's still got a little while in the oven. You never know. But just the sort of vibe I get.
Yeah. Well, like just to check in, you know, like the first game was 84, which, you know, and this is the thing. I'm a bigger I like Hellblade more than most. Like to me, the first Hellblade is like a 9.5 or a 10. For most people, it was an 84, sorry. So, you know, it just depends how much better the first is and sorry, the second is. Just to quickly answer your question, Caden. Hellblade was nominated in Best Narrative, 1 Best Audio Design, 1 Best Performance, 1 Games for Impact. So
I mean,
took
yeah,
away
I agree with all 3 of those.
It took away 3 wins on the year that it came out.
Yeah.
And 4 nominations.
Was it nominated for? So what was the other nomination?
The other nomination was, I think, Game of the Year. Let me check. Oh no, it wasn't Game of the Year. It was Best Narrative.
Yeah.
And Breath of the Wild won that year. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so it's just it has that energy to me. I do think, however, I am quite surprised actually how little friction the game is getting. Like it's trending a bit on Twitter. You know, it's getting decent viewership numbers on YouTube, but like they're not that high. You know, like I'm just looking, for example, at the Hellblade 2 official trailer from the Xbox channel, and the Xbox channel like never gets super high numbers, but it's only on 200K, and that was 2 days ago. I'm gonna quickly check IGN as well.
Wake had the same kind of energy behind it, where not many people cared about it until it came out and it was good. I think maybe it's. Am I right in saying that? Do you think that's right? I don't think people really cared much for Alan Wake until it actually came out.
I would say they still don't. We do. The hardcore bunch does. Alan Wake 2 didn't even enter top 50s on Xbox. Like, it's just one of those. I think Hellblade 2 is going to be the same. Unless, you know, we'll see. Maybe there's like a bigger gameplay breakdown in like January. Maybe, you know, if it does hit 90s and upwards, you know, maybe it gets into that critical darling conversation. It's possible. But right now, like, okay, even.
It's not 70 quid.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, nice point. Yeah. And for that reason, you know, actually a lot of Xbox first party games do perform quite well in the charts. Like even things like Forza Motorsport, which was obviously just this year, and Forza Horizon 5 is still in like the top 15 still. And that's a racing game that's niche, you know, quote unquote.
I mean, even Redfall's maintained a relatively high in the Xbox charts when it first came out for a little while, just because it was Games Pass and people were trying it, even though it was trash, you know.
Yeah.
Games Pass just guess people just try things on it. People give it a go.
Yeah. That's a lovely point. And just to cap off what I was saying, IGN, on the IGN channel, only 91K views for that exact same trailer. So we'll see. I think Hellblade was probably the same. The first one was probably the same. It was a bit of a critical darling, bit of a cult classic. Probably is comparable to the first Alan Wake, actually. A lot of people I know have played it because, like, I'm like, please play Hellblade. Like, you'll like it. You'll really like it. But I think it's probably the same. So we'll see. Yeah. And any closing thoughts on Hellblade? I appreciate I've been waffling for a while now, but any closing thoughts on that? Because I think this is probably going to be the biggest graphical powerhouse that we get until Fable, which is maybe 25 or 26. You know, who knows?
No, I don't really have much else to say on Hellblade. I'm done.
Cool.
I think it's a little bit more. Are they not like going into a bit more cartoony kind of vibe?
It's hard to. I don't know actually, because I'm trying to remember.
3.
it does look like they're going a bit more realistic, like be a little bit more realism
Mm,
with it.
think
It's
they are.
colourful, but like from what I could tell from when he was running away from Richard Ayoade, when he, in the trailer,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
that
I
was
did remember that, actually.
gameplay,
Yeah, you're right.
and it was realism, but it was colourful. I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll see how it actually ends up being, but
I would agree with that. Yeah.
all right. We don't have time. 124. All right. So I did want to quickly touch on again as we're in the Xbox conversation now. Xbox was there with three big announcements. The second was the Hideo Kojima OD, and then so he was there chatting about it. And then Jordan Peele turned up, and everyone was like, "Oh fuck, he involved in the game." We don't know how. We saw the casting for the game, and Hideo Kojima also said, "I'm getting a lot of creative minds on this, and I've been calling them the Avengers."
Oh yeah.
Right. The fuck. That's great.
Which I think is quite interesting. Like it's a bit of a big. This is even if OD sucks. This is such a big like marketing push for Xbox. Like Xbox are going to plaster their name all over this. You're going to have like Jordan Peele involved. He took a picture with Elijah Wood, I think it was like last week. Like maybe Elijah Wood's involved. All of these behind this big Xbox Hideo Kojima exclusive. Might end up being a quite big deal, even if it is literally playing with your own shit. So we'll. So.
Yeah.
Just want to throw it to you guys. Any other thoughts about that game, about OD, other than that you hate the trailer, Tim?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, for me the trailer just didn't really do much, and I don't know. It was fine. But yeah, I appreciate when games try and push the boundaries and try new things, and I mean whatever this man touches turns to gold. So fingers crossed it ends up being quite a cool experience. Who knows? I'm not sold on it right now, but who the fuck knows?
Yeah. Unless his contract as a PlayStation undercover operative expires between now and then.
Yeah.
We'll see. And the final thing, the big boy that I was teasing your cocks about for the last week. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Posting sword emojis in the chat and knives and expecting us to guess it. The only thing that made me guess it even slightly is when you put a bat, and then I was thinking like Legacy of Kain. I was thinking like Soul Reaver or something like that. It's like vampires, but Blade never crossed my mind.
Yeah, Arcane Leon making a Blade game announced at the Game Awards.
We did it. We got a Marvel game.
We got a Marvel game, guys.
We don't even know if it's exclusive yet, but it's a Marvel game.
It's part of the conversation, absolutely. What are your guys' thoughts on this reveal? Go on.
Cool. I mean, I'm not. Obviously, I love Marvel and stuff. But honestly, I'm not a fan. But like, I don't know much about Blade. Like, the only real experience I've had of Blade was with Midnight Suns. I watched the old Blade films years ago. You know what I mean? Like, I was a kid, so it doesn't mean anything. So I've not had any like kind of huge interest in Blade. But I can see how he's a really cool character. You know what I mean? Especially within Midnight Suns, he's a bit darker. Like the part of Marvel that isn't really explored much. Actual like darker underbelly of things. Like not Batman, but you know what I mean? A darker tone. And is it rated R? Have we figured that out yet? Or
I suspect it will be because they specifically keep saying it's a mature single-player third-person game.
So I'm very excited for that, and it's Arcane, which I think that's a very Arcane game potentially, like Blade kind of vibes.
But you say like it's gritty and a bit dark and all that. I don't know. Does Arcane really scream that as a developer? Like sometimes I know the world of Dishonored is a bit gritty and a bit dark.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. Yeah.
But like the art style and stuff like that, will that suit well into Blade? It'd be quite interesting.
Fuck yeah, man.
I think it would.
I mean, they're
but
they're not going to go for a realism thing because they never do,
Agreed.
because they're an artistic studio, so they will stylize it. And I just think like they're gonna it's gonna look so good. I think even like in the trailer you get a sense for kind of like bright color palette, lots of reds. You know, the half tone thing they did when they shaved his neck and the screen went like kind of red, like a gradient red across the screen. Like I think that's the sort of shit. Like it's going to be a bit comic booky, but dark comic booky. That's the kind of vibe I get, and I think that's, you know, even Deathloop. I think about the style of Deathloop, but maybe a little bit grittier and like more reds, and the story is a lot more mature. You know, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
And it could be kind of cool to have this first person, sleek, fast paced, cutting through vampires, like dual wielding, you got guns and shit like that. It could sort of work quite nicely. You can sort of imagine it.
Third person.
Like, is it third? Is it? I just assumed
yep.
first. Okay, that's interesting.
He said, yeah, he was on the stage and he said it. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
Weirdly, I kind of like the idea a bit more as first, like in a more Dishonored vibe. But Blade, weirdly, but hey ho.
Playing like a nobody, first person doesn't matter, but because you're playing like a character, you're playing Blade. I think third person is a little bit more important.
Well, I think a big part. Yeah, I think a big part of it is also the Blade is like, he's a big acrobatic gymnastic.
Yeah, he's quite flamboyant,
isn't he?
Yeah.
So like, how do you pull that off in first person? Like, it would be quite hard. So I
did.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I do, because it is quite interesting. You know, I was thinking the same thing, because I was like, you know, this means it's probably going to be a bit less immersive, like a bit immersive simmy, and a bit more actiony. Which is like, you know, I love their traditional stuff, but I'm okay with them doing this sort of stuff as well, like giving it a go. And it's I trust that they're making the right decision here. And it's for sure like, this could be the breakout game for Arcane, in the way that none of their games have really been a commercial success. Deathloop was okay in terms of how it did. But you know, the fact that Dishonored 1 and 2 are both like 90 plus games and like hardly sold anything is just absolutely heartbreaking. So like, I'm really glad that this could be, I think, because again, I think third person games are like more mass appeal a lot of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. That they like penetrate to an audience that usually doesn't get into video games, because first person can be a bit sickly and wobbly for some people. So yeah, I'm super happy for them, and hopefully how it looks as well. Yeah. Trailer was awesome too. I love the trailer.
Yeah, no, I am buzzing. I like Blade as a character. I think he's cool. Yeah, he's just that cool, sleek, like Hayden say, kind of dark character. But he does have a bit of a sort of humorous side as well. Yeah, it'll be quite interesting. And you just feel cool playing him, right? He has all the he has cool gadgets and stuff, sword, guns, all that kind of stuff. You could just see it sort of fitting quite well into an action game. And yeah, hopefully they capture the sort of essence of it quite well. And yeah, I'm buzzed, man. And I just wasn't expecting it. It kind of just came out of nowhere. So very, very cool.
No,
but
it is, and it's funny, isn't it, that it's like Blade, like in terms of like, you know, the Marvel games that we've had. We had a Guardians of the Galaxy, we've had a Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, a Wolverine, and now Blade is like, you know, such a, like the fact that Blade has come before an Iron Man, a Captain. Well, there is a Captain America on the way with a Black Panther, right? That's coming from the new EA studio, I think. Like even things like Hulks, you know, it's just quite funny. The Blade is the one that came next, and supposedly it's because Arcane Leon got into conversations with Marvel, and you know, they said, give us a pitch. So presumably, firstly, I think that's interesting, because that means Marvel is shopping around for teams to take their IP. But secondly, they said on stage, their pitch blew us away. Like, so Arcane Leon put together a pitch for the game, you know, general idea for the story, how the gameplay is going to work, maybe a prototype. And they showed the team of Marvel and they were like, holy shit, yes, go and make Blade. And I think that's really interesting, because Blade being like not a particularly popular character, but then it lining up with the movie release in a couple of years with Mahershala Ali. Is that you pronounce his name? like it sounds like it just ticked all the boxes, and I'm really interested to hear what the pitch was, like what makes it Blade, what are they doing with the gameplay and the story, being a vampire yourself, half vampire.
Plus, they can reuse all the
So-
assets from Redfall.
Exactly, they can just make Redfall 2. Yeah, it was really funny when I was messaging you guys about this because it started getting semi-leaked in like some Xbox circles, and thankfully no big outlets did leak it, so it was a nice surprise. There was a moment where this trailer was playing, and I was like, "Holy shit, is this it?" Like, and then that music started playing. The barber like touches his screen, and it's playing like that hip hop music, and I was like, "Is that Redfall music? Is this a Redfall like DLC character?" And I've just
Yeah.
baited my friends. And I was like, I was shitting myself. And then he got up and you saw his teeth, and I was like, oh, thank God, it's fucking Blade. And he did that thing with his trench coat, and he pulled it back, and you saw like the grenades and the
Yeah.
silver bullets and his throwing knives and shit. Like, it's gonna be fucking so good.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited. What do we think? What year are we looking at here? What's your estimation? You think 2025?
They've said it's away. They've said it's they've said development's just started, but one dev posted and said that they've been working on it for 1 year. So I imagine they're out of pre-production and now into actual production. I would say 26
Okay.
earliest.
Yeah. That's so sad. I almost hate it when games like it's cool, but I almost hate it when games are revealed that early at the same time.
Yeah.
3 fucking years I have to potentially wait for this. It's
Yeah.
I don't even fucking remember what I did yesterday. Like, I'm not gonna remember this game in 3 years.
Yeah.
About
Caden's going to be
GTA.
30. Yeah. Yeah.
What was that?
I said Caden's going to be 30. You'll be 30 by like 26, 27, won't you?
Yeah.
Just out his age on stream.
It's an observation.
Not cool, man.
Thanks. Very nice of you.
You can be like the rest of us for next year. So there is that, probably way off. And while we're talking like popularity numbers, right? A lot of people were very quick to jump on and be like, who the fuck asked for a Blade game? C-tier hero, bollocks this is. The trailer was trending number 4 on YouTube for the first 24 hours, the 4th most popular YouTube on that day for the first 24 hours. On the Marvel channel, it's still 35 most trending, and it has 3.5 million views. Just to give you a sense of like how much the trailer's popping off. It's a big deal, which leads into our kind of sort of final closing point about this game. At no point during the trailer was there an Xbox logo. During the interview afterwards, when they're up on stage talking about it for a couple of minutes, they didn't say Xbox once. Didn't say in partnership with Xbox. Didn't say fucking jack shit.
I'm wondering if that's because it is Xbox.
Right, this is it. So this is this whole like web of like what's going on here. I will just firstly say, like, I'm fucking sick of Xbox doing this. I'm really like, there might, there's probably some extraneous, there's probably some other factors going on here that's making this happen. But there always seems to be some confusion around Xbox games, particularly now that they've done a lot of big acquisitions. That there's like, where are your games going, bro? Like, are they in this ecosystem or not? Are you committed to like the ecosystem, or are you committed to like going into third party? Ha ha ha. So just to vent that. And it's like a lot of the community's feeling that way as well. Like, why can't you just tell us so we can get excited about this? Well, not that we can't be excited anyway, but it's just like, why can't you just commit to it so we know where things are? Even because for the PlayStation community, it's annoying as well. Like, they don't know. They don't know what to do. It's like
they could have literally just been like, okay, fine, you're making this, great, Xbox Studio, all that sort of stuff, we love it. Let's drop the trailer. Let's see the reception to this. If it fucking blows the fuck up and it's getting like, which it is, then they're like, we're going to want this multi-plat because this shit's going to sell 20 million copies. Or they're just going to be like, oh, actually, the reception to Blade wasn't fantastic. Fine, we can negotiate an Xbox only sort of platform deal. Maybe they just want to see what sort of reach this is going to get first. I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing. Potentially.
Yeah, that would be feasible. What are you thinking? Any theories on why there's no Xbox logo on any of this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if are they allowed to do that, Tim? Like
I have no idea how this sort
I
of
don't know
business
how the
stuff works,
legality of
but
some
like
stuff. Yeah, exactly. I'm the same.
potentially, I don't know.
I mean, money, right?
It's
But
their
yeah, I
it's
know what you
their
mean, Deck.
IP to release, right? Marvel's. So
Yeah, yeah. Like I know what you mean, Deck. Where Xbox don't help themselves out with sometimes.
Like this should be a massive moment for the brand,
Yeah,
in my opinion. Like this
it
is
should
like
just
holy
pop up
shit.
like Xbox Blade, and that's it, done. Everyone's like, oh fuck yeah, Blade's on Xbox, kind of thing,
Yeah,
rather than it being like, oh, Blade exists.
yeah. You're right. You remember when Spider-Man got announced? PlayStation exclusive, branded across.
Yeah,
Everybody's like, "Fuck!" Insomniac are making a Spider-Man, and then Wolverine. They reveal that, and everyone's like, "Fucking Wolverine!" Like, let's go. Like PlayStation, they've got that. Like, like there should be this brand association going on. And it's just like the conversation gets twisted into where's it going instead of like, hell yeah, Blade.
yeah, I totally agree
True.
with that.
yeah,
Totally. 'Cause, yeah, as soon as you think Spider-Man, you think PlayStation. It's in the same kind of. Yeah, agreed.
So that's the what. Onto the why. I think you're right. Like maybe there is some Marvel weirdness going on here. Like you said, Tim, like it's a bit annoying that it was released early. Or it's been like the trailer's been shown off this early. They when they were on stage, they had Dinga Bakaba, who's a fucking legend, by the way, who's the studio lead over at Arcane Leon, um, with the Marvel representative. And they were saying it's Blade's 50th anniversary this year. So I think they just wanted to get it out as like a marketing beat that they wanted to show off this year because it was Blade's 50th.
yeah,
So potentially that could be why it's just been crammed out now. Also, potentially, maybe negotiations haven't quite finished. Like maybe there are negotiations still going on in terms of where the game's actually going to go.
yeah,
Although, I mean, this is the interesting thing, isn't it? That we want it potentially Marvel turning around and saying we want this everywhere because it's blowing up and it's going to make us more money. That doesn't make sense to me because they were willing to lock PlayStation down to one single platform, but an Xbox release will be consoles and PC and cloud. Like it will ultimately reach more people on Xbox than it would on PlayStation, if that makes sense.
yeah. No, it does. It's true. Yeah, it's a good point.
So that's one. That's theory one. Theory two is that guys might have seen that the FTC have decided to reopen their case, nipping at Xbox's ankles. They've appealed the case for ABK.
Great.
So that's going on again. Yeah, right. And the main thing about it is the fear around Xbox withholding games. So this might be Xbox intentionally downplaying. Oh, we've got nothing to do with this. Look how independent Bethesda is. They did this all
Yeah.
on their own. They will decide where the game will go.
Yeah,
Maybe something to do with that.
just keeps them out of that spotlight when they're already under scrutiny. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Could be that.
And it also just kind of sounds like this was actually just a Bethesda thing. They're partially integrated, Bethesda, so they do retain independence. And it does sound like maybe this is just a bit of a pride thing. Maybe Bethesda were like, "Fuck yeah, no!" Like we got approached by Marvel because we've got Arcane Leon, who are a sick studio, and they kind of negotiate that. I'm sure Xbox is involved at some point. The money's there, the marketing, etc., etc. But like maybe they just wanted to have that as their moment, rather than having it get swept up in console wars, which has happened anyway. But nature of the beast.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a whole lot of avenues you could look at this, and I think all of them are just as reasonable as the other. I just think, and the annoying thing is now I think there's going to be radio silence for a very long time before we even find out where this is going. Like, just period. I think it's going to be a long time, like a year plus, before we even just know what platforms this is reaching.
Easily.
Yeah, and that's just really annoying. And I agree with you. I feel like it's just going to take away from the talking point of the actual announcement. It's going to remove a lot of the buzz for the game. Yeah, it's just kind of weird. It just puts it in this weird limbo state. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the timing of this trailer. I'm great. It's in my life. I know it exists now. But I'm not a huge fan of the timing of this trailer, to be brutally honest. I think it's a bit annoying.
Yeah, I'm with you. And it's the same way that we whinge about you know, how I think sometimes PlayStation are a bit deceptive with the timed exclusivity of their games. You know, it's the same thing. Like, so I understand why people want to know where games are going. Like, they want to be able to make that commitment. Because for some people, this announcement will be the tipping point. That's like, you know what? There's enough good stuff on Xbox now that I think I can get a Series S and play that and enjoy the stuff up until Blade comes out. Because Blade is going to be the console seller for me. But without the platforms announced, they can't make that commitment. So I think it hurts them as well. Like, you know, so we'll see. Annoying how it's panned out, but the fact is, or the fact of the matter that a couple of media outlets have reached out to Bethesda, and Bethesda declined to comment
Yeah.
on exclusivity as well. Like, that kind of makes me think it's exclusive because
Wouldn't you say something? I suppose if it
yeah,
wasn't
like
exclusive.
if it was multi-platform, they would have said it's multi-platform. But so I think there's a couple of strings. There's a web of things going on. Let's like making that not happen. Legal things, etc., etc. They would have said it's multi-platform. Likewise, like maybe they would have said it was exclusive as well. But it stands to reason, you know, if Indiana Jones is exclusive, like there's no way I can see Xbox letting this happen.
Yeah.
Where their main competitor, you know, has 2 Marvel games coming, and they have the opportunity to have one for their platform, and they also let that go to the other. Like, it just wouldn't make sense to me. So,
Yeah.
and a couple of
Agreed.
the executives are being a bit sneaky, like changing their profile pictures to Blade with like Xbox logos on these glasses, on like Blade's glasses. Like, I think like doing a thumbs up gesture. So I think there's some teasing going on there, but
Yeah, I think odds are it's probably going to be exclusive, but obviously you don't know until it drops. But yeah, I'd say odds are. You'd like to think so.
yeah, lovely. All right, well, that kind of concludes the conversation around Blade. As we kind of sort of wind the show down now, fellas, you know, I said before that like this was some of these announcements here were like showcase level announcements, you know, particularly Blade, even if it's a while off, you know, that could be a show closer or a show opener, you know, for an actual showcase. We're kind of at this critical mass now where there are so many games on the Xbox roadmap that it's kind of bonkers, and like exciting stuff too, and a variety of stuff as well, you know. And you can kind of feel the momentum now. You know, we're going into, I think we're going to have a developer direct in January. You know, potentially we get a release date. I think they probably held back on we didn't talk about that, but I think they probably held back on a firm release date because they want to show it off with another gameplay trailer in January. We're probably going to see more Avowed, another gameplay trailer. I imagine they've heard the feedback from the last one and are going to tune down on the color saturation that was in the last trailer that was like done post editing apparently because they outsourced the trailer. We're going to see Flight Sim, we're going to see Towerborn, and maybe they're going to do one more reveal, you know, who knows.
Stronger and stronger with every year. 2024 is going to be a great year, I think. You know, they're looking at getting a massive first party game out every quarter. You got some big ones lined up with Hellblade and Avowed and what was another one that was coming out for 2023 first party guaranteed?
Towerborn.
Towerborn, yeah, that was it. So you got some big hitters already lined up. You got a roadmap leading into 2025 and beyond. Yeah, no, I think it's they're an extremely strong point for the brand. Games Pass is ridiculously fucking stacked at the moment. You can open up Games Pass and find anything under any genre that you like and download it, and you got a banger on your hands. You know, for this fee that you pay on a monthly basis. You got huge games in there that can last you freaking 50, 60 hours of game time with Starfield and stuff like that, and all the personas coming in and everything. It's just really, really strong, whether you're looking at new releases coming into the years following and just what's packed into Games Pass right now. Yeah, very strong.
Oh yeah. What do you think, Hayden? Any thoughts there?
Yeah, I'm feeling good about next year. I mean, Hellblade for me right now because it is coming in 2024. It's kind of bearing the torch at the minute for next
sure.
year. Yeah. And like Tim just said, it's all Game Pass, which is just it's hard to believe sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, feeling good going into a new year.
I mean, like, are we at this point now where we feel like that, the platform is like experiencing the turnaround? Are we in that transition phase, or are we already there? Like, it's interesting to gauge that.
I think we're already
Already,
there.
like, Hayden. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would say so as well. I would say we're at the tail end of this like kind of transition. And if we're really lucky, Hellblade 2 might be quite early. As we spoke about before, it's in the marketing material for like the holiday season. It could be quarter 1 if we're really lucky, but I doubt it. I reckon it's probably quarter 2. But
Mm.
um, that's where we're at, and that's barring any other surprises.
Mm.
So let's bring the show to a close then. I'm just looking at the calendar, boys. I assume we're all going to be busy on Christmas Eve. Is that accurate?
Yeah. I don't think I'll be around Christmas Eve. Yeah.
Busy for the next 2 to 3 weekends, basically.
Okay, you're not around next weekend either, Ken?
Yeah, I'm away. I'm away on my Christmas leave.
And I'm
All right.
moving house potentially next weekend, but like I am going to be taking this portable router, so there's a chance I might be able to get on. But yeah, there's a lot going on with Christmas and yeah, me moving this month. But I think we'll just have to go as and when. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how we get along. The Sundays line up. So next week, 17th, then there's the 24th and the 31st. So we might have to move the show around if we still want to do it. I was thinking
Eve
maybe
New Year's Eve. It's so unlucky.
Yeah. Yeah. See you in February. Yeah, it's like I was hoping next time if we do meet up, the three of us, or even just the two of us, Tim, that we just have a think about our favorite games of the year. What are our games of the year? We just kind of scribble that down, have a chat
Be
about
cool
that for
to
the
have a
episode.
list. Yeah, little list put together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less than you, if I'm not around, just
You can
confess
send
my
it whenever
list.
we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we can't end the show. I mean, we'll do a quick few minutes. We haven't talked about Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh fucking hell, yeah!
Like, we have to mention that.
Yeah, we do actually. That's right.
It looked pretty fire, didn't it? I was kind of expecting them just to slap a 2 on the end, just Wild 2, and not call it Wilds.
I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't.
And I don't know. I'm getting a vibe from this game that they're doing something. They're making it a bit more open world. I don't know. Is anyone else getting that vibe?
That's what it looks like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as. This is zone 1. This is zone 2. This is zone 3. They're doing like this. Is
I wonder if they're going to go
Alps
like
of
try and make it like a hybrid, like MMO kind of thing. I wonder if they're going to try something like that.
Like shared world.
Yeah, like shared world, massive map, like quite a few people load on at once, and it's just monsters. Everyone has their own contract. I don't know, but it gives off this weird vibe that I think they're taking it in a different direction. But yeah, it looks really, really cool though. It looks fucking great.
It did. I did watch actually a trailer breakdown by Team Darkside. Team Darkside?
Yeah. I watched some of their videos, yeah.
Shout out to Team Darkside. Back in the day, I remember watching because they were the guy. I'm pretty sure they were the guys who would do like 4 dual blades, just doing demonizers on monsters over and over again, and getting like 1 minute kill times, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I've seen
and
videos
they do it all
of
in
them,
sync,
like, killing something in 1 hit with a greatsword, true charge, and stuff like that.
Yeah, for shout out to those guys, man. They're fucking wicked. And they had like 20 things you missed in the trailer or whatever. And there were a couple of really cool things in there. I mean, obviously there seems to be they've put a big emphasis on like weather effects in this one, which look great. Obvious other thing is they've decided to keep the Palamute system, even though it's a bird thing, from Rise.
I prefer the bird thing.
Wasn't it? I prefer the bird thing boy as well.
Yeah. Because Palamutes are just dogs. It's just a dog.
Yeah,
I did like
this. Looks like a monster.
I did like what I like that they kept it though. I like the traversal, the moving faster around the map. Like I do like that they kept it, and especially if they're making the maps much more open now, as like the trailer might give off. Like I'm glad that they've kept that method of transportation, like for sure. Yeah.
The only thing I hope is that they haven't made it too arcadey. Like that's my. I like Rise, and I like the spin-off Monster Hunters they do, but they do feel like spin-offs to me, that they aren't the same grounded ones. Like playing Rise or going back to World after Rise is like so different. Like
Mhm.
it's so much heavier, and I like that about Monster Hunter, that it's this kind of like quite heavy, weighty game where you're not floating around. It's fun for a break, but I like that that's the centerpiece usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you
Yeah.
mean by arcade game now. Yeah, Rise feels a lot more off the ground, like I guess unrealistic in a way. I
Yeah,
suppose. I know what you mean. Okay,
yeah,
yeah, I know what you mean actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. Yeah, I
But the art
think
style's different,
that's a lot
and
more
yeah.
of an Eastern like handheld console idea. And then yeah, like obviously Monster Hunter World was huge in the West in comparison to the smaller handheld Monster Hunter versions.
Mm.
So
yeah.
I don't think they'll make it as wacky in regards to like combat and stuff.
No, I don't think so either.
Obviously a little bit, but
Hmm. And it's, I think, like one of the things that I kept noticing here as well, like in the trailer, is that even though it was really good in Monster Hunter World as well, was like there's the whole like ecology system. You know, like you kill enough of a certain monster, and that makes more of another monster come out. If there are a lot of monsters in this area, then there's more likely to be their predators in that area. Like
Mm.
that sort of, like, there's an actual ecology throughout the world, and if that's open world, that's going to be really, really exciting.
And they could tie
Um,
monsters in with like the weather effects and stuff like that, couldn't they? You know, like water monsters
Definitely.
might appear more when it's like massive like rain clouds and storms setting over and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
like more aviation monsters with like high winds and all this kind of shit. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And they flirted with that a little bit in World, and it was great. You know, like because in the older games, like Akushila, for those that don't know, it was like a wind elder dragon, you know, and
Mm.
it was always get stormy, and like that was kind of cool for atmosphere, but like nothing much ever happened other than that it blasted wind at you instead of fire. But then, like in World, you know, like it would be really you'd get like blowing around. There was like a unique effect.
Mm.
And like I reckon they'll take that one step further here. You know, and I think about the other, what was the squid boy called that they had, Namiel, the water elder
Oh,
dragon, where it would
such a
actually
cool
flood.
fight.
It would
Such a cool
flood the
fight.
area, right? Yeah, so, like, if they're gonna take that one step further, like, my god, like,
Yeah, Kirin with the
that's gonna be
lightning
amazing.
strikes and stuff like that.
That's
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
There's 2 other things I noticed very quickly. They kept the, what were the fucking bugs called in World that you used to guide your way?
Um,
What you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know what
I know
you're
exactly what
talking
you mean.
about. I just don't know what they're called. Yeah, it's really bothering me.
Yeah, so we should
But
really
yeah,
know
they were
that, shouldn't we?
green and glowy, and yeah.
Yeah, so they've kept them. I also saw the slinger as well on him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's still there. And I also noticed when he's riding on the fucking bird thing, he's got a weapon on his back and there's a
Yeah,
weapon on the bird. So like there might be this thing of taking 2 weapons out with you.
Okay. Or maybe just a bit of combat while riding, like a little dagger slash, maybe.
Maybe.
Just like nip it.
it did look like
Get
a bow
things.
gun, didn't it?
Yeah, it did look like a bowgun.
Yeah, like a subcategory of weapon. Yeah, like you can have like a little. You could take like a great sword and yeah, like a little like mini bowgun with you or something. Yeah, for like
Maybe.
more like I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but yeah.
Yeah.
Hyped.
Yeah. That's super exciting. Yep, 2025. And like thank God, you know, no exclusivity. I always dread it. I'm always so scared of it, but it's Papa Phil's not letting that happen, so we all good. All right. Ladies and gents, that brings us to the end of the show. If you've stuck this long or you're listening after the fact, which I know most of you do, thank you very much. Come over to the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Twitter, like the video, all that lovely, lovely, warm, cuddly stuff. We are going to be a bit spotty in terms of doing the podcast probably over the next month as we come towards Christmas Day and New Year's. We'll post on Twitter to let you know when we're going. As it stands, we are going to try for some time next week, but you have to give us a bit of leeway there. But that's it, I think. Is that it, everyone? Have we done it? Did we do
I
it?
think so. Yeah, we covered everything.
Fuck yeah. All right. All right, then. Take care, guys. If we don't see you anytime soon, have a bloody lovely Christmas. I hope you play some games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have a gaming Christmas. Bye, everyone.
Happy gaming Christmas. Bye.